Welcome. Today we're doing a deep dive into one specific chapter, Psalms 126.
Right. It's a fascinating one. Really captures a powerful moment, a huge emotional swing.
It really does. The core feeling it talks about is, well, what it felt like when the Lord brought the captives back to Zion. A massive reversal.
hmm And the psalm focuses so much on the feeling of it, not just the event, but the experience. It says they were like men who dreamed.
Yeah, like it was almost too good to be true, right? After, probably a really difficult time.
Exactly. A change so big, so sudden, it felt unreal. Can you imagine?
That dreamlike quality. I think we can all relate to moments like that, maybe on a smaller scale. Something so good happens, you almost can't process it.
And it wasn't kept inside, was it? The psalm says, our mouths were filled with laughter, our tongues with songs of joy.
Just bursting out. Not quite thankfulness, but this loud, physical expression of pure happiness.
Yeah, totally irrepressible. And it wasn't just them feeling it either, it was obvious.
Ah, right, the neighbors noticed.
Yes. Then it was said among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them. Their joy was like a public announcement.
A testimony in itself. And they didn't disagree, did they? They took that observation and made it their own.
Right back at them. The Lord has done great things for us, and we are filled with joy. Owning that truth. It's this complete circle of fact. The feeling, the external recognition, and then their own confirmation. Powerful.
But then the psalm shifts a bit, doesn't it? It doesn't just stay in that moment of celebration.
No, it moves into prayer. Restore our fortunes, O Lord, like streams in the Negev, which is interesting.
It is. If they've just had this huge restoration, why ask for more? It suggests maybe that restoration isn't always a one-and-done thing.
Or that needs continue, or that they long for that same kind of dramatic renewal again, like those dry desert riverbeds, the wadis suddenly flooding with water, a really vivid image of sudden abundance.
That leads into what I think is the core paradox, or maybe promise, of the psalm.
The sowing and reaping part.
Exactly. Those who sow in tears. Such a stark image of hardship.
Will reap with songs of joy. The direct contrast, it links the sorrow and the eventual happiness.
It really challenges you, doesn't it? Suggesting that the difficulty, the tears, aren't just something to endure before the good stuff.
But are somehow necessary for it? The sowing in tears is what leads to the reaping with joy. The hardship is part of the process, not just an obstacle.
And that specific picture, he who goes out weeping, carrying seed to sow, you feel the weight of that, the potential loss, the effort involved, all mixed with sadness.
Definitely. Putting precious seed into the ground, especially when you're already hurting. It takes faith.
Hmm.
But the promise is so certain.
Will return with songs of joy, carrying sheaves with him. Not just happy, but successful, bringing back the harvest.
It completes the picture. The weeping sower comes back singing, holding the proof, the abundance. It reframes that painful work as something deeply hopeful.
So this short psalm takes you on quite a journey, from shock and joy at deliverance
That dreamlike state,
to this ongoing need and prayer for more,
like those desert streams.
and finally lands on this profound idea. Hard work, even tear-filled work, is directly connected to future joy and abundance.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? Consider that person again, weeping, carrying the seed. What does that image say to you about hope? About what's needed when times are tough? And maybe where real joy comes from?
Something to really mull over. And that concludes our deep dive into Psalms 126. Think about where you might be sowing, perhaps even with tears, and hold on to the hope of that promised harvest.